Howdy! Welcome to Space Teams. My name is Dmitry Shamatov, son of Greg Shamatov, who created Space Teams at Texas A&M University for users, companies, universities, students, anyone to be able to create their own real-time, real physics-based space simulation. Y'all should have watched the last video on what is Space Teams, and today it's lesson 1 on setup. So we're talking about downloading Space Teams, making an account, GitHub, things like that that you need to basically have on your computer to use it as a user. The next video will talk about coding and putting a model in Space Teams itself, and we'll keep building from there. So make sure you watch the videos in order as they build on each other, and it's important to build your knowledge with the videos. Another really important thing to know is in the bottom of each video, in the description, there's a link to the GitHub wiki for each video, where we have other links, descriptions, links to code, stuff like that that you need from the video, so you can use resources that we talked about in the video to make your own simulation later on. So let's get started. Okay, first thing y'all are going to want to do is go to GitHub. If you don't have an account, make one. If you already have one, just log in. And you're going to go to the top right corner where the search bar is. You're going to search SimDynamX. Press Enter. So in here, you have access to full documentation. So if you click on that, you have access to blocks of code, JSON file formatting stuff. We'll get to that in the next video. But anyway, this is going to be a very important use source. So just come here and look through it. Read everything. Like, it will help you all a lot. Here's the public wiki right here. If you click on that, we have lessons on installing Space Teams. So if this video doesn't work for you, go here. I'll tell you how to install it. Fundamentals, so how to start a sim. Entity, which is, we'll talk about that again. Don't worry about it for now. But if you all go through and read this stuff, you'll be a lot more adept for going on. So I'd recommend it. Yeah, anyway, the code is another great resource. So you can find code that people have already made and take stuff from it if it's not in the documentation. Okay, next thing you're all going to want to do is go to spaceteamspro.com, which is the highlighted part in the top here. Once you're there, make an account. The page won't look like this yet. Once you make the account, it will. You log in. This is your home page. Projects and organizations, don't worry about that yet, but that's used for if you want to collaborate with other people. So I have my own organization that I'm the admin of. I can invite other people and then work on projects together. So don't worry about that yet. What you want to do is go where it says download in the top here, and then press the big download button and follow the instructions. I'd recommend downloading it to your desktop. That's going to be the easiest, and it'll create a folder. You'll unzip it. Yep. Once that folder is unzipped and Space Teams is downloaded, quickly before you use Space Teams, you'll go into the folder wherever you have it. I recommend a desktop. I think that's where I have it. That's where you should put it. So you can see mine's under desktop. Then Space Teams Pro, I'm in the folder. Go to the spacecraft folder, click on it, and see where it says first time setup. You're going to click that and run it. I'm not doing that because I already have done that, so I don't need to do it twice. But just double click that, run that, and then once that's done, this here, spacecraft type application, that is spacecraft. So that's how you'll run it every time you want to open it. What I did is I made a shortcut to that on my desktop. So you could just right click that and create shortcut right there. Put it on your desktop. I think that's easy. Yeah, so now you can run Space Teams. Okay, the next thing you're all going to want to do is download Visual Studio Code. Just go to a web browser, download it to your computer, open it, and you'll see something like this. Except you won't see all this on the side here, and that is because you haven't opened the correct folder location yet. So you're just it will ask you to open a file location in this area, and you're gonna go into the folder that you downloaded with Space Teams. So you unzip the folder. I showed it just now. That's where Space Teams, the executable is, the application. What you're going to want to do is open the compute server. So you see in the top left here I have compute server. If you open that, you have access to example codes that people have written into the Space Teams downloadable. So yeah, that's what you want to open for now. When you make your own code, you're going to want to put it in a different file location, and that is because when you update Space Teams, you're re-downloading all the folders. So you want your own code in another folder so it doesn't delete it. And that will be covered in the next video when we talk about making your own code and running it in Space Teams. So don't worry about that for now. For now, open this file location and download VS Code for sure. Okay, once you open Space Teams on your computer, you will see this. It says your web browser has not been opened to login page. Once you finish logging online, click validate login below. So what you're going to need to do is go to Space Teams on your browser, like it says, and log into your account. You might have just done that, so this might not show up, but if it does, that's what you do. Press validate login down here, and then when it says login as a member of, you're going to press personal use, and you'll be in. So now you're in Space Teams. So here's some demos you can go through. The sim, this is where you run your own sims or any sims that we already have in that folder. Here's other stuff, other simulations that we have built in that you can use. We'll go over this in the next video. For now, we'll just go through a demo just to show you what Space Teams is. So we'll go into Solar System Explorer. Ray tracing or not, I'll put it on because why not? Start demo. And it may take a second, especially for the first time, to load the sim. Once it's done loading, you'll see this view. WASD to move, just like a video game. Scroll wheel to change speed. So right now it's not going to do much pressing WASD, but if I scroll wheel and then press it, yeah, you can move. As you can see, we're in the solar system, so you can go anywhere you want. There's the moon. We'll go to the moon. Also, one thing to note, this EV right here, see how bright this is? If I change this, this makes it brighter this way, and moving it this way makes it dimmer. So wherever you are, depending on what kind of light you need, you can use that. Make sure to slow down when you get close to something so you can actually not pass by it. Yeah, so now we can go to the moon. We can go anywhere on the moon we want. Again, slow down, otherwise that kind of thing will happen. Yeah, so all the moon is mapped out, all of Earth is mapped out, all of Mars is. Yeah, so some things that you can play with here is this camera button just turns that HUD display off. Whether or not you want it, you're going to want to use it, so I leave it on. You can see time in the top left here. That's again just a HUD display you could turn on and off. Planet graphics is another HUD display you can turn on. Not really going to deal with this right now, so don't worry about it. Outliner is pretty important. So if you have an entity, which means just an object that's in your sim, so for example, you know, Earth is technically an entity or an object. So this is how you select the entity. This will be more important later when you are gonna upload your own entity or anything like that. This is a way to deal with that. So yeah, this is Space Teams. I hope you enjoyed the video and it was helpful. If there's anything that you didn't get from this video that you think you need, go check the documentation on the link below. Also, you can check out some of the other videos in the other part of this YouTube channel. There's another playlist. Just go, if there's other stuff, there's titles, and if there's something you missed, that might go into more detail. But the documentation in this video should cover it. Thank you. See you in the next video.